Hello everyone. Welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates. Before continuing this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest news from Manchester United. Marcus Rashford recalled to Manchester United squad today. The 27-year-old is to be provided with another opportunity to impress Ruben Amorim. Marcus Rashford has now been recalled to the Manchester United squad. This has come after a series of game weeks where Rashford was purposely left out the squad. Ruben Amorim was clear in his reasoning for the Englishman being omitted. However, the 27-year-old is back in the matchday squad. This has come from UTD Menace on X, who earlier announced the news. It is believed that his inclusion is also due to the number of players out unavailable for tonight's clash against Newcastle United. Rashford has been a hot topic of discussion amongst the United fanbase over recent months. The attacker had spoken about his desire to move on elsewhere. Rashford has struggled for form since the 2022-23 season, where he was a huge source of goals under Erik ten Hag. The Englishman netted 30 goals in all competitions that season. However, he only sits on 7 goals so far this season. Uncomfortable conversations have been had about whether Rashford possesses the attitude and mentality to succeed. His poor form can somewhat be excused due to the instability and chaos around the club. Rashford was first left out of the squad in the 1-2 derby win against Manchester City. It was a decision which paid off that day. Amorim certainly won't have any regrets in having kept him out of action since. However, it seems like the 27-year-old will be provided with another opportunity. It remains uncertain as to whether Rashford will start against Newcastle. But what is clear is he has made his way back into Amorim's thinking ahead of tonight's clash. Ruben Amorim is quickly realizing the scale of the challenge at Manchester United. Earlier this month, Amorim warned fans that the storm will come after a 4-0 win over Everton. That was the first of 9 December fixtures. Since then, United have lost 5 times. One of the 5, including a 2-0 defeat to Wolves. United will look to end the year on a positive note against Newcastle on Monday before turning attention to transfers. That player is Harry Maguire, a player to become hugely depended on by Amorim. Maguire is out of contract in the summer and can negotiate with clubs from January. Although United accepted a £30 million bid from West Ham in 2023, Amorim repeatedly wants to trigger a 12-month extension. Ex-Chelsea defender linked with stunning Premier League return at Manchester United. Manchester United are reportedly interested in signing former Chelsea player Andreas Christensen from Barcelona in January. The 28-year-old has made 75 appearances for Barca since joining the Spanish Giants on a free transfer in 2022. He made over 30 appearances in his first season at the new camp to help Barcelona clinch the La Liga title. However, it has been a different story this season, with Christensen barely featuring during the current campaign due to fitness issues. In light of his recent return from injury, he is starting to attract attention away from Barcelona, with a return to the Premier League potentially on the cards. He still has 18 months on his contract at Barca, which includes an eyebrow-raising buyout clause worth €500 million. A huge ask for some clubs, but there is a chance Barcelona are willing to sell him for a more reasonable price after interest from Man United and Juventus. According to Mundo Deportivo, the Premier League and Serie A clubs are showing serious interest in a January deal. The Red Devils' interest comes amid questions over the performances of centre-back Lisandro Martinez this season. United's other defensive options Matthijs de Ligt, Lenny Yoro, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof and Johnny Evans have also struggled to perform. Juventus have also expressed their interest, as they look to sign Christensen on loan when the January transfer window opens. Speaking to Danish network TV2 Sport recently, Christensen laughed off speculation he could be set to leave Barcelona. "You can't do anything but smile when you don't hear anything," he said. "I can only speak about the conversations I've had with the club, and so far they've only told me that I'll recover well and that they're looking forward to my return. Christensen was a cornerstone in the Chelsea team for around 5 years, making 161 appearances for the Blues and lifted a host of trophies, including the Champions League, FA Cup, Europa League and FIFA Club World Cup. The arrival of manager Maurizio Sarri in 2018 saw Christensen fall out of favour, with Sarri preferring to pair David Luiz and Antonio Rudiger in central defence. By February 2019 Christensen had made 15 appearances, only 2 of which in the league. In October 2021, Christensen scored his first goal for Chelsea in a 4-0 win against Malmö FF in the group stage of the Champions League. Christensen signed for La Liga club Barcelona in July 2022 in a free transfer on a 4-year contract. He was named Danish Football Player of the Year for 2023, having won the La Liga title and the Supercopa de España with the club. Christensen's experience could be just what Man United need, with recently appointed manager Ruben Amorim looking to bolster his squad following an underwhelming start to his time in charge. United's luck went from bad to worse on Boxing Day with a 2-0 defeat to Wolves. Best Player of 2024 decided, with most exciting match and biggest flop also picked. The big debate, the bonkers year that was 2024 is almost over, with action from the Premier League, FA Cup and Euro 2024 defining and jam-packed 12 months of football. So, this is it. 2024 is about to be in the rearview mirror. It was a year that saw Jurgen Klopp wave goodbye to Liverpool, Manchester City win their 4th successive Premier League title, Manchester United sack another manager after lifting the FA Cup, Spain break England's hearts at Euro 2024, and much, much more. Predictions came true while others were quashed, and we'll do it all over again next year. For now, let's take a look back at the year that was. We asked the Mirror football team to select their best player, best match, best moment and biggest flop of 2024. Best player, Cole Palmer. The Chelsea star has been outstanding for club and country. Would England have won the Euro 2024 final if he had started? Best match, Spain 2-1 Germany. The champions eventually saw off the hosts in extra time in a quarter-final full of drama and controversy. Best moment, Ollie Watkins' last-minute winner in the semi-final was special but for sheer relief and drama, Jude Bellingham's late overhead equalizer against Slovakia was my moment of the footballing year. Biggest flop, domestically, another annus horribilis for Manchester United who failed to sack Erik ten Hag in the summer and handed Ruben Amorim a hospital pass. At the Euros, Italy were disgraced to the shirt. Best player, Rodri. Led Manchester City to an unprecedented 4th straight Premier League title, and Spain to Euros glory in Germany. Deservedly won the Ballon d'Or, before suffering a cruel injury. Best match, Manchester United 4-3 Liverpool. Ahmad scored a winner in the 121st minute at Old Trafford to seal a famous win and fire United into the FA Cup semi-finals. They went on to beat neighbours Manchester City in the final. Best moment, Jude Bellingham scoring a bicycle kick to keep England in the Euros. It spared England the embarrassment of losing to Slovakia in the last 16 of Euro 2024. Biggest flop, Manchester City. Pep Guardiola's men went from champions to champions in one of the biggest collapses of modern times. Best player, Cole Palmer. Narrowly gets the edge over Mohamed Salah, both have been incredible, but Palmer's meteoric rise to world-class superstar is something rarely seen. Best match, West Brom 0-2 Wolves. Forgive my bias. But Wolves cruising to their first win away at West Brom since 1996 won't be beaten. Regardless of what you read elsewhere on this list. Best moment, Jude Bellingham's bicycle kick versus Slovakia. It ended in heartbreak again, but that single moment will go down in English footballing folklore. Flop of the season, Sir Jim Ratcliffe's brave new Old Trafford era. More of the same on the pitch, just a bit more obviously cruel off it. Manchester United set to sack senior staff. Sir Jim Ratcliffe strikes again as another senior member of staff is headed for the door at Old Trafford. It seems as though Sir Jim Ratcliffe hasn't finished his sacking spree at Manchester United, which has continued throughout the year in an attempt to cut costs and improve standards. The INEOS owner started with making 250 redundancies out of the 1,000-strong workforce, with the cuts affecting all areas of the club. Following this, despite retaining Erik ten Hag in the summer, Ratcliffe sacked most of his coaching team to assemble a new group of backroom staff including Ruud van Nistelrooy, René Hake and Gel ten Rauwelaar. Then in October came ten Hag's ultimate sacking, with the Dutchman failing to get results. When ten Hag was replaced with Ruben Amorim, the next wave of dismissals came, with the new group of coaches being sacked after mere months to make way for Amorim's team. Then, out of nowhere, came the sacking of Dan Ashworth, only 5 months into the role. Ashworth was reportedly unhappy with feeling sidelined in big decisions like the hiring of Amorim, and ultimately led to his dismissal. Alongside these operational staff dismissals, the INEOS owner also ended Sir Alex Ferguson's multi-million-pound contract as the club's global ambassador. And now, it looks as though another one bites the dust as Ratcliffe strikes again. Manchester United set to sack Tony Coton. Football Insider has reported that United are now looking to sack their long-term chief goalkeeping scout Tony Coton. The report explains that the move comes as Amorim is left unimpressed with current keepers Andre Onana and Altay Bayender since moving to Old Trafford. Unfortunately, blunders from the pair have led a corner being scored directly from the spot kick against both keepers in the last 2 games. Coton has been at United since 1997, having served as a goalkeeper coach under Sir Alex Ferguson until 2007. Coton left the club to have spells as QPR's assistant manager, before working in various scouting roles for Bolton, Wigan, Aston Villa and Sunderland. The 63-year-old then returned to United in 2020, taking on the role as chief goalkeeper coach. However, the United hierarchy are now taking action on Amorim's concerns, looking to part ways with Coton after 4 years. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video with more latest updates.